start off by thanking all of you for coming out here today, and especially thanking those of you who have been organizing, who've been coming out to these protests, not just here, but all around the greater New Orleans area, and those who are taking part in the direct organizing of these actions. It's because of all of these efforts that any of this is possible. Many of us here today are not here because we are part of the immigrant community, but it's because we know what it means to have solidarity. In QTCAP, we know that we are nothing without each other. It is far too common for queer and trans folks to be thrown out of their family homes, rejected by their peers, and ostracized by society. It is only through found families and communities that we build for ourselves that trans and queer people are able to survive. We know that solidarity is not just valuable, it is essential.
That's right.
Immigrants face many of the same injustices that we do. We both face slander from the same wretched government. We face over-policing. Often experiencing harsher conditions in detention facilities than other detainees, including physical abuse, solitary confinement, and medical neglect. We take these attacks on our immigrant neighbors as attacks on us. Just as we demand no cooperation with ICE or Border Patrol kidnapping our neighbors, we must demand that our city refuse to cooperate with federal and state agencies that want to find and imprison our doctors and our teachers and our families for providing necessary, life-saving medical care, as well as simply just affirming our existence. And that's why QTCAP has started a campaign to demand that the New Orleans City Council pass ordinances to make it a safe haven for all women and LGBTQ people. They've expressed support in words, but now is the time for action. If you support LGBTQ women, or LGBTQ people and women, then you can come talk to one of our members who can get you involved in our campaign. Our first step is signing the petition. And if you want to get involved and help organize this fight back for our immigrant neighbors, for trans rights, for women's rights, for all rights, come talk to one of the organizers, come talk to someone from QTCAP, and we can get you involved. The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
All power to the people. Who's got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
People power.
Y'all, roll it back one more time.
I said, who's got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
People power.
Damn fucking right. Now, for those of you who don't know, why we're outside the federal building, let me just give a little, okay? Because right before ICE was about to get into this town, guess what our federal judge Morgan decided to do? Repeal back the consent decree, a federal oversight that would have it make sure that there be no collaboration with federal agencies. They rolled that back, community control the police right before ICE got here, exactly a week before. So what do we have to say to that? What do we have to say to that? So another to you. All right, but guess what? It doesn't even matter. Because when immigrant lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrant lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
That's fucking right, they have nothing on us. All right, so next up you're gonna be hearing it from Chris from CPUSA. Give it up for Chris.
The people united shall never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated.
great public speaker, but let me just give this a try. So I'm Chris, I'm with the Communist Party USA. We are the oldest communist organization in the country, founded in 1919. We've survived 2 Red Scares and the Cold War, and we're still the largest communist organization in the country. Even though we're pretty small here, and I gotta say shout out to FRSO and all the other organizations here who do so much to organize our community. All right, so the thing I want to talk about is something that hasn't really been discussed is, what's the big lie behind this immigration crisis? It's the drug crisis in America. That's the justification they're giving for it. But it's not just being used to justify violence against immigrants in the United States. It's also being used to justify war against Venezuela. We gotta understand that the drug crisis in the United States is not because of immigrants, it's not because of Venezuela, it's because of the United States government. We've known for decades that the drugs coming into our country are being brought here on CIA planes. They're being sold by police and military out of Fort Bragg, out of ICE facilities.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Opioid arrest their own people to control us. And so we gotta say, we reject this narrative that's being pushed about immigrants bringing drugs into our community. We gotta reject this narrative about Venezuelan fishermen bringing drugs to the United States as a way to justify overthrowing their government. A government that has fought against U.S. sanctions for decades. And just the other day, they seized an oil tanker that was gonna bring necessary fuel for the people in Cuba, who've been under a decades-long embargo, an illegal embargo of the United States. And you know, we're talking about this building here. Do you know what was on the site of this building before it was built? There was an office building here at the corner of Camp and Lafayette. That is where Lee Harvey Oswald worked. That is where the CIA was running guns to the North Shore, where they were training Cuban rebels. They were going to try to overthrow Castro. And you know what? The Cuban Revolution, they have withstood decades of sabotage and embargo by the United States. And the Venezuelans have also withstood decades. And they're going to keep fighting. And we're going to stop the United States from starting an unjust war in Latin America. All right. So let's do another chant. And then, because like I said, I didn't have anything prepared. So I just wanted to say, mention that. So, chinga la migra, y la policía, chinga la migra, y la policía, chinga la migra, chinga la migra. Y la policía, y la policía, y la policía, y la policía.
Damn fucking right. Alright, so a lot of people are saying, hey, immigrants are taking our jobs and all that stuff. But we know for a fact that we would not have the city we have now if it weren't for the immigrant community who stepped up after Katrina. We know the federal agencies aren't going to do anything, because what did the National Guard do after Katrina? Nothing! The answer is nothing. So what did the National Guard do after Katrina? Nothing! What did our immigrant community do for us after Katrina though? Everything! Damn right, everything. What did they do after Katrina? Everything! Our city is owed to our immigrant brothers and sisters, and even now, they run this fucking city. Alright? All thanks to them. And as we speak, Trump is trying to use immigrants as a scapegoat because he's cutting SNAP benefits. Because he's making it so that we can't get Medicaid if you make over $50K a year. Damn. Do you think that's a freaking livable wage? Damn. So immigrants are the issue, Trump's the issue. So what do we say to that?
Fuck Donald Trump!
Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump!
Chinga la we're gonna give it up to Eric from Critical Mass. Make some noise!
How y'all doing, comrades? I'm Eric Gabriel with Critical Mass NOLA. We are your radical bicycle coalition in the city of New Orleans. And Critical Mass NOLA's objective is to have resources placed where they're supposed to be. And we can take this street right here, y'all, as an example of how our resources are misappropriated throughout the country because the streets in our city are planned by and for the fossil fuel and auto industries. And we see this today on a national level. Right now we're going to have the largest military budget in the history of the United States. Meaning half of your income tax, or overwhelming half of the income taxes that you pay are going to the Department of Defense to enrich the military-industrial complex. And right now, in the Caribbean, we have an operation called Southern Spear that's allegedly, as our comrade said, trying to take down drug cartels. And Trump and his administration have blood on their hands right now. They're bombing innocent fishermen in the name of controlling that country's oil. On the state level, when we look at our own state budget, we have the highest rate within a budget going to a prison system in the United States. Resultantly, we have the largest incarceration rate on planet Earth. And then we can bring it down to a local level. We have a budget deficit in this city, yet there's an increase to the police budget. 40% of the city budget is going to the NOPD, policing, and criminalization. What do these three things tell us? That more police, more military does not bring security. It only brings the criminalization of working class people. And you and I will continue to march in the streets, and we have to, especially in a time where there's an NSMP7, let me say it straight without screaming, that is trying to criminalize you for being out here right now. You're called Antifa, which according to NSMP7 labels you as a domestic terrorist. That's not safety. I got 2 minutes. And then when we look at it, y'all, we have the federal government coming into our state, creating 287G that mans state parishes to cooperate with the federal government. Then we have the Louisiana Act 399. These are laws that are not created to protect, they're created to criminalize. This is the paradigm we have, that if you interfere with immigration enforcement, you're committing a criminal act. We have to speak out, we have to act, we have to protest, we have to follow, we have to document. But listen here, comrades, we will continue to do these things until we have an abolishment of a federal system overseeing capitalist states. Because if you and I were in power, if the people were in power, you wouldn't have border patrol in the city, criminalized working class city, working class people. It wouldn't exist. So you and I need to organize. How can we begin this? We need to organize a general strike in this country, comrades. Of union labor, non-union labor, of state workers, of private workers, of documented workers, of undocumented workers. I'm showing my age here. 2016, there was a general strike in this country. I don't know if y'all remember this. What was it called? You can tell me. 2006, the general strike? They were not an immigrant, baby, and that's the end of my time. But let me say this. They were not an immigrant. Immigrants went on strike in this country and forced the federal government to implement immigration legislation. And you and I need to enact that same general strike today with a new set of demands where the owners of the means of production are the workers. Because until we have a socialist system in this country, you and I will continue in these circles protesting for morsels. We got to take power. Let us organize a general strike. I appreciate y'all.
No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air, U.S. out of everywhere.
No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air, U.S. out of everywhere.
No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air, U.S. out of everywhere.
No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air, U.S. out of everywhere.
All right, now before we get to our next speaker, I don't mean to be y'all's parents, but you are dehydrated, even if you think you aren't. You are hungry, even if you think you aren't. All right, medics are going around with water bottles and food. All right, you got a hand over there, please go. I don't care, y'all are not passing on my watch, all right? We protect each other. This is part of that caring community we're talking about, all right? And that means your health, all right? So that we can continue fighting back. So when they say get back, we say
Fight back!
get back,
Fight back!
get back.
Fight back!
Damn fucking right. So right now we're gonna be hearing from a fighter. Give it up for Tony M from WrestinWorld Socialist Organization.
Y'all, I really like this new chant. Bovino, racist, little free.
Bovino, racist, little free.
Bovino, racist, little free.
Bovino, racist, little free.
Get out of New Orleans streets.
Get out of New Orleans streets.
Bovino, racist, little free.
Bovino, racist, little free.
Get out of New Orleans streets.
Get out of New Orleans streets.
Sometimes bullying is good, y'all. We gotta bully these assholes out of our city. We gotta pick 'em up. Y'all saw the picture of Bovino's phone on the news. He was talking about doing a little interview on Fox and Friends. He watches the news, y'all. I want him to see us calling him a racist little freak, little guy that he is. Bovino, racist little freak!
Bovino, racist, little free.
Get out of New Orleans street!
Get out of New Orleans streets.
Bovino, racist little freak!
Bovino, racist, little free.
Get out of New Orleans street!
Get out of New Orleans streets.
Bovino, racist little freak!
Bovino, racist, little free.
Get out of New Orleans street!
Get out of New Orleans streets.
Anybody good at making pinatas? We should work with them. So yes, my name is Tony Marr. I'm here with the Freedom Road Socialist Organization. We are an organization of revolutionaries fighting for socialism. Thank you to our brother Eric, who was talking about how we do need to change this system. And what are we going to do in the meantime? Y'all, the uprisings against ICE this year have been the most fucking historic thing we have seen in the fight back against Trump's racist agenda. Make some noise! We saw it in Los Angeles with them shutting down the interstate, throwing bricks into those windshields. We saw it in DC when the National Guard came out. People showed up in the hundreds and thousands to say, National Guard, get out of our streets. You're not helping ICE. You're not helping anybody. And we're seeing it here in New Orleans. You know, just last week we went to City Council and we said we don't want no ICE. We don't want any ICE in our city. We want ICE-free zones. We went to Jefferson Parish this week and said we want y'all to get rid of the 287G agreements, ICE-free zones as well. And what we've also seen is that in Kenner and Metairie, people are rising